All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're tackling Tuesdays with Morrie, and I know, it sounds kind of like a homework assignment,
Right.
but stick with us
It's
because
so much more.
this is less about textbooks and more about, well, life lessons, really, from a professor facing his final exam. And that exam is, well, death.
Yeah, it's really incredible how this book, Mitch Albom's memoir about his visits with his uh, terminally ill professor, it's structured just like a college course.
Oh, I like that.
Each Tuesday visit is a class,
A class.
exploring all these profound topics like love, work, family, even death itself.
Okay, so no pop quizzes then.
No pop quizzes.
But picture this. Your classroom is Morrie's living room.
Okay.
Her textbook is his life.
I love that.
And the final paper, well, let's just say it involves a funeral, but we'll get to
I'll
that.
hear a little bit later.
For now, let's meet our professor, Morrie Schwartz.
Yes.
Before ALS took over, this guy was all about dancing.
I know. I love that detail.
Can you imagine the shock of that diagnosis?
Right.
Thinking, shouldn't the world just stop for this?
Totally.
But Morrie, he turned death into his final lesson.
He really did. Instead of retreating, he chose to teach, using his illness as a platform to discuss death
Wow.
openly and honestly.
Okay, talk about a perspective shift.
Right?
So the first lesson is really about Morrie's journey with ALS.
Mm.
And we see it progress. First, he has to give up dancing.
Right.
Then everyday tasks become impossible, even just like
Basic thing.
basic things, yeah.
Getting dressed, eating.
It's not just a medical rundown. Like, what are the symptoms?
Exactly.
It's not like WebMD.
No.
The book brings you right into Morrie's world.
Yes.
Imagine this. He needs help even to use the bathroom, and instead of hiding it,
Which so many of us would do, right?
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He asks colleagues for assistance openly.
Openly. So powerful.
That one detail speaks volumes about Morrie's philosophy, right?
It does.
He's not just accepting his decline. He's challenging the shame
The shame.
society attaches to needing help,
Yes.
especially with something as personal as bathroom needs.
Absolutely.
Then it makes you think, like, what other shoulds are we all holding on to
Uh-huh.
that limit our ability to accept ourselves and others?
All the time, right? We have these internalized shoulds
Absolutely. Yeah.
about how we should be, how we should act.
What we should be able to do on our own.
Yeah. And it really limits us.
It really does.
Yeah.
Now enter Mitch, Morrie's former student.
Or guide through the course, essentially. Yeah.
Our guide through this course.
Yeah.
And initially, he's hesitant to reconnect, right?
Totally.
He's got deadlines, career ambitions, the usual.
The hustle.
The hustle, yes.
The grind.
He's so busy.
Yeah.
And Mitch, really, he represents so many of us, right?
I think so, yeah.
Caught in that whirlwind of more.
Just always wanting more, never satisfied.
Yeah, and he's a stark contrast to Morrie, who's focused on human connection and meaning, the things we often neglect
Totally.
when we're chasing external validation.
Yes.
Exactly, and it's through Mitch's eyes that we see this clash of worlds.
Uh-huh.
He's, like, obsessed with tabloid news.
And Morrie is making the most of his remaining time.
Right, and it's such a wake-up call for Mitch.
And for us as readers,
Well,
too.
for us, too, totally.
Yeah, like, what are we focusing our energy
It
on?
makes you re-examine your priorities, for sure.
Absolutely.
So let's dive into the actual Tuesdays with Morrie lessons, right?
Okay, let's do it.
What are we learning in this class?
Yeah.
The first one that really hits you is about love and relationships.
Uh-huh.
Morrie keeps saying love is the answer.
The glue that holds everything together.
It's not just romantic love either.
No, not at all.
He's talking about the love that binds families.
Friends, communities,
Communities, yeah.
the love that transcends death itself.
Living on in memories.
Actions, the impact we have on others.
He even talks about marriage, specifically the challenges faced by, Mitch's generation, which is like our generation.
Right, reminding us that relationships take work.
They do.
They need nurturing, communication, shared values.
And honestly, who couldn't use a reminder of that?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we all need that reminder.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The talk about aging and death,
Uh-huh.
it's something we all know is coming,
Right.
but how often do we really confront it?
Not often enough, I think.
Not often enough.
We try to avoid it.
Morrie, though, on the other hand, he embraces aging.
He does.
He sees it as growth.
A natural part of life.
Yeah, not something to be feared.
It reminds me of that incredible quote, once you learn how to die, you learn how to live.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
It's about shifting our perspective from fearing the end to embracing each moment.
Yes. Like, if you knew your time was limited,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
wouldn't you want to make the most of
Yeah,
it?
I think so. Yeah.
That's what Morrie is teaching us.
Okay, get this. One of Morrie's key strategies is something he calls detachment.
Oh, yes.
Now, it's not about becoming an emotionless robot.
No, not at all.
He actually encourages you to dive headfirst into your feelings.
To really feel them.
Yes, feel the sadness, the fear, the anger fully.
But then
Then
detach.
detach. Okay.
It's like watching a wave crash on the shore.
Okay.
You experience its power,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't let it sweep you away.
I see. So it's like riding the wave but not getting knocked over?
Exactly. It's a way to process emotions without being controlled by them.
So it's about acknowledging your emotions but not letting them rule your life.
Right. You're in control.
That's such a powerful analogy.
Yeah, I think so too.
So how do we actually do this detachment thing?
Well,
Give us a real-world example, because honestly, I could use some of that in my life right now.
okay, sure. So think about it this way. Let's say you're stuck in traffic.
Oh, relatable.
Right. And you're getting more and more frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of letting that anger consume you, acknowledge it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm feeling angry right now. This traffic is a pain.
Say it out loud almost.
You can even say it out loud, yeah, but then detach from it.
Okay, how do you detach?
Focus on something else,
Like what?
like your breathing or the music playing.
Okay, something neutral.
Yeah, it's a way to create space between you and the emotion.
So you're not so
Oh,
overwhelmed.
yeah, right. So you can respond instead of just reacting.
That's actually really helpful. I'm going to try that next time I'm stuck in traffic.
Good. I hope it works.
Okay, on to another big theme. Materialism and meaning.
Yes.
Morrie really challenges our society's obsession with stuff, you know?
Yeah, all the things we think we need.
Reminding us that true satisfaction comes from giving and connecting with others.
It's about experiences, relationships, meaning.
He even talks about building your own little subculture.
Yes, finding meaning outside societal norms.
It's a pretty radical idea when you think about it.
It is. It challenges us to define our own values.
He's basically saying, don't let society dictate your worth.
Exactly. Find what resonates with you, what aligns with your values.
And then build your life around that.
Yes.
It's about choosing experiences over possessions.
Connection over isolation.
Meaning over mindless consumption.
Absolutely.
It's like he's giving us permission to redefine success on our own terms.
I love that. It's so liberating.
Incredibly liberating, and it's a message that feels more relevant than ever.
And totally, in today's world.
In today's world, yeah.
With all the pressures.
All the pressures, the comparison.
Comparison.
Now, as Morrie's illness progresses,
Uh-huh.
we see the emotional weight of his declining health.
And his increasing dependence on others.
There are these incredibly poignant moments that reveal his vulnerability.
Yes.
He cries when his wife Janine sings for him.
Oh, that part gets me every time.
He describes a near-death experience,
It's so raw and honest.
sharing both his fear and his acceptance of the unknown.
It's heartbreaking, but also incredibly powerful.
It's like he's letting us into the most intimate parts of his experience.
Showing us that it's okay to be scared, to be sad, to grieve.
And yet, even in the midst of all this,
Yeah.
he never loses sight of the beauty around him.
He finds joy in the simple things. A warm breeze, a shared meal.
The human touch.
Yes, it's a reminder that even in the face of suffering,
There's still so much to appreciate.
there really is.
It's like he's teaching us to savor life's little moments,
To find the extraordinary in the ordinary.
even as time is slipping away.
Absolutely.
And that brings us to another crucial lesson. Forgiveness.
Oh, yeah.
Morrie carries this deep regret over losing touch with his brother.
Not reconciling before his death.
Yeah, it really highlights the importance of letting go of grudges, both for ourselves and for others.
It's a powerful message for Mitch, too, who's dealing with his own strained relationship with his brother.
Right. Morrie's words offer a roadmap for healing those old wounds.
And finding peace.
It's a reminder that life is too short to hold on to anger and resentment.
Forgiveness, ultimately, is about freeing ourselves.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Love, death, detachment, forgiveness.
That's a lot to digest.
It is, but each lesson builds upon the last, creating this intricate tapestry of wisdom.
And we're just getting started.
Oh, there's more.
Stay tuned as we continue to explore the profound lessons Morrie shares in the weeks that follow.
Okay, I'm hooked. Can't wait to see where this goes.
Me too. It's a powerful journey.
It is.
You know, it's incredible how Morrie manages to weave all these like seemingly disparate themes together,
Right.
creating this profound philosophy of life, even while he's facing his own mortality.
Yeah, it's like he's created this masterclass in living not from a textbook, but from his own experience, his own heart.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's not all deep philosophical concepts either. He
Oh,
gets into practical stuff too,
oh yeah, totally.
like work.
Remember how he talked about finding meaning in your work,
Oh, yeah.
but also detaching from it?
Yes.
Like, it's not about becoming a workaholic or chasing status or anything,
Right.
but finding a balance
A balance. Okay.
between, contributing to the world and also nurturing your soul.
Like he's saying, yes, work is important, but it shouldn't define you.
Exactly. Yeah,
Which honestly is something I struggle with. I love my job, but it's easy to get caught up in the deadlines, the constant need to be on.
totally. I get that.
Morrie's words are a good reminder to step back sometimes, you know?
Yeah, to reevaluate, like, what are you working for?
Yeah, what are your priorities?
Exactly.
He encourages us to find work that aligns with our values,
Yeah.
something we can feel passionate about.
Right, something that gives you energy,
Yes.
not drains you.
But he also cautions against letting it consume us, becoming our sole identity.
Right, because there's so much more to life.
He really hit home with that idea of finding your own little subculture,
Yes. I love that.
creating a community.
Of like-minded people.
Yeah, who share your values, your
Right.
passions.
Your interest?
It's like building your own support system, your own little world within the larger one.
Yeah, it's about finding your people
It is.
and creating those meaningful connections.
And that ties back into his emphasis on relationships, right?
It does, absolutely.
He understood that human connection is essential,
It is.
that we need to nurture those bonds,
Make time for loved ones.
create those shared experiences that give life meaning.
Because those are the things that really matter at the end of the day.
He talked about how we often chase the wrong things, looking for love in material possessions,
Or achievements.
when what we really crave is that genuine connection.
It's so true.
And it's such a powerful message, especially in today's world where we're bombarded with ads.
Telling us what to buy, what to look like,
How to be successful.
how to be happy.
It's a lot.
It is. It's overwhelming sometimes.
Morrie reminds us to shift our focus inward.
To cultivate qualities like love, compassion, empathy.
The things that allow us to connect with others on a deeper level,
Yes, it's about remembering that we're all part of this human family.
interconnected and interdependent.
Exactly.
And speaking of family, we see the incredible love and support Morrie receives from his own family during his illness.
His wife, Charlotte,
Yes, this quiet but constant presence.
always there for him.
His sons, Rob and John, traveling from afar to spend precious time with their father.
It's beautiful. It's a testament to the power of family
That unconditional love.
that sustains us through life's challenges.
Morrie knew that those bonds were priceless, something to be cherished and nurtured.
Even when life throws curveballs.
Exactly, even when things get tough.
And it wasn't just his immediate family.
Right.
Morrie had this incredible network of friends, colleagues, former students.
All drawn to his warmth.
His wisdom, his ability to connect on a soul level.
It's like his home became this hub of love and learning.
A refuge from the harshness of the outside world,
A little utopia.
where vulnerability was welcomed, emotions were freely expressed.
And genuine connection was the currency.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's inspiring to think about how we can create those pockets of meaning.
And belonging in our own lives.
Yeah, surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up, challenge us to grow.
Who remind us of what truly matters.
And sometimes we need those voices to push us outside our comfort zones, to help us see things from a new perspective.
That's what great teachers do.
And Morrie was a master teacher.
Even in his final days.
He was always asking those thought-provoking questions.
The ones that make you squirm a little bit.
But they force you to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself.
To really look inward.
Remember how he talked about the importance of self-reflection?
Oh, yeah.
Examining our lives and making sure we're on the right path?
Are we living authentically?
Are we pursuing our passions?
Are we making a positive impact on the world?
It's so easy to go through life on autopilot.
But Morrie's message is a wake-up call.
To be present.
To be intentional.
Live each day to the fullest.
And he didn't just talk about these things.
Right.
He embodied them.
He faced his own mortality with a level of acceptance.
And grace, that's just
He
incredible.
didn't shy away from the difficult emotions.
The fear, the sadness, the pain,
He allowed himself to fully experience them,
to acknowledge them,
to let them wash over him.
but he didn't let them define him.
He found ways to detach from the negative and focus on the positive.
Finding joy in the simplest things.
He was constantly reminding us that life is a gift,
Even when it's hard.
even when it's messy, filled with pain.
And that's what makes his story so powerful.
It's a reminder that we can choose how we face our challenges.
That we can find meaning and purpose even in the face of adversity.
It's a wake-up call, you know.
It really is.
Morrie's story
Yeah,
reminds us to slow down, pay attention,
to be present.
and savor each moment, to really shift our focus from what we're lacking to what we already have,
To be grateful for what we have.
from what's going wrong to what's going right.
From fear to love, essentially.
Oh, I like that.
It's about consciously choosing love over fear, connection over isolation, meaning over emptiness.
And that's empowering because it's like he's showing us that we have the power to create that kind of world.
We do.
But it starts with ourselves.
Yeah, it starts with him.
Our thoughts, our actions, our relationships.
It all ripples outward.
And speaking of ripples, like, his legacy is a testament to how one person living intentionally with an open heart.
Can inspire so many others.
It's not like Morrie set out to change the world,
No, he just wanted to connect with people.
but he did just by being himself.
He really did. He didn't preach from a pedestal or anything.
No.
He connected with people, shared his vulnerabilities,
And helped them see the beauty in their own lives.
even amidst suffering.
So wrapping up this deep dive into Tuesdays with Morrie, I'm left with this incredible sense of hope,
Me too.
a feeling that anything is possible.
Yeah.
Like, life is messy,
Yeah, it throws its curveballs.
but it's also stunningly beautiful and full of opportunities to learn, grow, connect, make a difference.
And as Morrie himself might say, don't let go too soon, but don't hang on too long either.
Oh, I like that.
Embrace this moment, live with intention, love fiercely, and leave the world a little brighter than you found it.
Beautifully said. Thanks for joining us on this journey.
It was my pleasure.
I hope you'll take Morrie's lessons to heart and let them guide you as you write your own life story.
Me too. It's a powerful book.
It really is.